Hello everybody. Wait, I'm gonna figure this out. Hello everyone. Hope you're doing well. So today I am live from France, Paris, like usual, and I'm gonna, I was thinking of making a video about the improvisation on basic cadences, the 2-5-1 cadences. So I just thought, because there are a lot of people who keep asking me about what is improvisation, what is the basis of improvisations, how do we start improvising, and things like that. So I thought today I'm gonna do a really small video um, about the basic of improvisation, because obviously improvisation is something that cannot be taught in one day or 1 hour. It takes many years to master, and that's the reason we're gonna do it slowly, okay, little by little. So today I'm just gonna introduce it. I'm just gonna give you all a little bit about what it is to improvise. A lot of people, I know that a lot of people amongst you all, you play piano or you play some other instruments, and you all follow a lot of music. Um, Improvisation is necessarily making music on the spot. That's what it is. If you have a song, let's say if you have any jazz tune or any Bollywood tune, whatever, taking the chord progression and making solos on the spot. That's important. Now that's like composing when you're. Hello, Deepak. Hello. Hope you're doing well. So that's what it is. It's like about putting your own identity, own personality in what you're doing. Now, having said that, I assume that a lot of people amongst the audience today, I can see there are a lot of people, and I can see that most of y'all, I think, play keyboard, piano, I think so. But anyway, these principles can be applied to different instruments. Now, obviously, what I'm going to talk today is the theory part and the practical part. So I'm going to talk a lot of things. But obviously, the theory part is common for all instruments. It's a music theory. So it need not be a piano or just a guitar. It can be for anything. But when I demonstrate, I'm going to demonstrate on the piano. So it will be beneficial more for the pianists who are here, keyboardists or pianists. But for the rest, you can always benefit. You can apply these same to your instrument, and you're gonna succeed. Now, I'm gonna start from the most rudiments, the fundamental things about cadences and what is a cadence. So basically, a cadence in the Western music term theory, cadence necessarily means ending, or the end of a song, or the last two chords. That's called the cadence. Now, in a lot of Indian music, Indian classical, necessarily, you will not hear the perfect cadence, what we call in the Western music, perfect cadence. But here today we're going to talk about the functional harmony, necessarily the functional. I don't know if you all know the difference between functional and non-functional, but just to give you a brief idea, modal music, or the music based on ragas, has a harmony which is non-functional most of the times, except if it's in a bilawal, or what do you call it, how do you say, Yaman, for example. It has some functional harmonies in it, but apart from that, if you're into other modes like Phrygian, which is Bhairavi, I think, and then Dorian, which is Kafi, for example, all these ragas and all the modes in Western, they follow a non-functional harmony. There you are, the master Pallav Pandya. I was waiting for you. I was wondering, आप आए नहीं online और मैं चालू कर रहा हूँ. I was hoping for you to come. So hello, and you're most welcome. It's my pleasure to always share things with you all. I really enjoyed. Hope everybody's enjoying. So like I was saying, yeah, the modal music, or the ragas, or the Dorian mode, which is Kafi. Then there is Mixolydian mode, which is I forgot the Indian word for it. Khamaj, I think, flat 7. I'm not so good with Indian classical. I'm sorry. So I try to always make these comparisons for people to understand better. But so these kind of music, they okay. So this music uses non-functional harmony, and today what we're going to talk about is functional harmony. So for functional harmony, what we need is 3 basic chords. So let's say I'm gonna keep the thing here. Maybe y'all can see it now. I'm gonna try. I don't know if it's extremely clear, but I think it can help you out a little. Okay, so all right. So let's say if you're playing in a key of C major. Okay, so C major is all white notes. Okay, it's all C major. Okay, now in the key of C major, we have got different relative chords, which have the chords starting from C. I think I'm gonna, for this part I can show you like this. It's easy. So now in the key of C major, this is the middle C. So we have the chord on C, C major, D minor, 3 is E minor, 4 is F major, 5 is G major, 6 is A minor, 7 is B diminished, and C. Now when we add the 7th notes, it becomes C major 7, D minor 7, E minor 7, F major 7, G7, A minor 7, D minor 7 flat 5. Now this is not a diminished. A lot of people get confused with this, between this and this. This is a diminished. This is not a diminished. This is a minor 7. So 1, 3, 7, minor 7, and the 5th is flattened, so it's minor 7 flat 5, and then we have the tonic. Okay, now the basic cadence, like I was explaining to you all earlier, the basic cadence is 2, 5, 1. So a chord of D minor, which we're going to play it with the left hand. So the chord of D minor, we are here, 7. Now generally when you play jazz, you omit the 5th with the 7th chords most of the time when it's a minor 7 or something. So we're going to play D minor 7 here. Then similarly the G7 chord would be G, B, D, F, but I'm going to omit the D. So I'm going to take only G, B, F. But if I play it here, it sounds very weird, it sounds very low. So I'm going to play it here. I'm going to play this. So my chord 2 minor 7 is this, and chord 1 obviously C major 7. Okay, so when I play it in a tempo, in some rhythm, it sounds 1, 2, a 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3. So what I'm doing is I'm taking one bar of D minor, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. It's as simple as that. Now this 5, the chord of 5 going to 1 is a perfect cadence. It's called a perfect cadence. Why? Because you can feel it. You can feel it. You know, when I play. Feel that movement. This is a perfect cadence. So today we're going to look at some basic ideas about improvising over the 2, 5, 1s. Now just so you know what is improvisation. Improvisation is, like I said earlier, making something on the spot. I mean, you may not compose it, but, you know, just taking some very basic notes of these chords, you can improvise. So the first step to improvise is, now I'm going to keep it here. Okay. So the first step to improvise is you have the first chord, D minor 7. And if you want, you all can sit on your instruments and try it while I'm doing it. So it's easier, you know, it's better to understand. So you all can go to your keyboards and try it while I'm showing it to you. So the first chord I'm playing, like I said earlier, it's D minor 7. That's D. That is, it is D, F, C. D minor 7 for one bar. So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and then we have G7, G, F, B. So another one bar, 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and C major 7. So that's C, E, B. 1, 2. So in the left hand, I'm only playing this. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, got it. Now, what I'm going to do in the right hand, just to show you all, then I'll put the iPad back. This is my middle C. Okay, so my left hand limit is generally here. It's not coming over this. So I'm going to use this entire part of the piano. Okay, middle C till blah 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 blah, right till the end. This one. But I'm not going to use that much. I'm just going to use like 1.5 octave here. What I'm going to do in the beginning is I'm going to use only the notes of the chords that we're using. So we have C, D, F, A, C. For first bar, I'm going to use only these 4 notes. Next bar, I'm going to use only G, B, D, F. And then the last bar, I'm going to use. Now mind you that C major 7 is for 2 bars, so I'm playing a 4 bar cycle. D, G, and C for 2 bars. So it is D, so it's D and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and back to D, 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 1 and 2, 3, 4, D. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. Now here in the right hand, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stay with the 4 notes of D minor 7. When I go to the second bar, I'm going to stay more with the 4 notes of G7. And I'm going to stay with 4 notes of more or less. Okay? Now, so I'm going to just demonstrate the right hand. The left hand plays, I can't hold the iPad and play at the same time, of course. Because I'm not well equipped. I'm in my school right now. And I don't have all the things to hold the iPad at the moment. I'm sorry. So what I'm going to do is I showed you the left hand. I'll just show it to you again. It goes here 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, 4 and 1 and 2 and repeat cycle 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 3 and 4, 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3. Right hand. So what I'm doing is for the first bar, I'm only going to use these notes. I can use them all over the piano though. Yeah, I can use. And then for next bar, that's G7. I'm going to use the real notes of G7, like so. And I can use. But that's another step, but. So I'm gonna stay to G7, and then for the last I'm gonna use the C. Okay, so something I would be playing with this. Now I'm gonna keep the iPad back, and then I'm gonna let you hear the sound the way it is. Oh, I think it's better like this, maybe. So I'm gonna try and put you all here. Sorry for the sounds that I'm making. I hope it's better this way. Okay, Sunil, I'm sure Pallav G is online and he'll post it later on YouTube. I'm really glad you liked it and hope to see you later. Okay, so we're gonna have D minor 7, G7, and C. Now I'm just just gonna use the 4 notes, okay? So 1, a 2, a 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and... Now I'm gonna try to make some lines. Now, this is like really basic, you know, like really basic stuff. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you all some more ideas. So what you're gonna use is when you play. Now obviously you can't play all the time with the chords. You need scales sometimes. You're gonna play a mix of everything. What you're gonna do is you're gonna use the C major scale all over. Now understand this. This is not the only solution. I wouldn't say this is the best solution all the time, but the chord of D minor 7 has the notes D, F, C. Is the chord 2 minor 7. It's the supertonic degree. The chord of 5, dominant 7, it has G, B, D, F. So it's got the tritone, which is B and F, the tritone, okay, and it's the dominant degree of C. And then we have chord 1, major 7, which is the tonic chord, the home key. So these 2 5-1s, D minor 7, G7, and C, they're gonna bring us back to the home. So which is the C major scale, the key. So we're gonna use the C major scale, okay. Only the C major scale to improvise, okay. Now, for the beginners, for those who don't know improvisation, I would say that just play anything in the C major scale, but keep your ears open. See what you like, see what you don't like. Little by little, you'll understand the vocabulary, you'll start understanding what you should do, what you should not do. Okay, so I'm going to use the C major. I'm going to improvise. I'm going to keep the left hand same. My left hand is not going to change today till the time I'm online. 3, 4, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I added some black notes here just to give a color. Now I'm going to use only the C major, and you can see that it's still going to work. It still works just the same way. Perfect. Okay. 3, 4, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 3, 4. See, it works. Okay, for example, now, having given, having said, having given the chords in the left hand, the scale to use or the chords to use in the right hand, I know that still a lot of people have a lot of questions on how to start. I mean, what I'm playing is years and years of practice. So where to start? You know, that's really important. I mean, we can try to play from books or things like that, but in reality, when you start playing improvisation, you know, from on your own, it's really hard. It's really complicated, and you need somebody to really guide you from the right and wrong. But anyway, to give you some ideas on how to start, I'm gonna break it down for you. So the step one would be to play one note every bar. Okay, just one note every bar. But when you play, you should keep your ears open. Now, I'm not gonna generalize, but 90% of students that I see, their ears are shut. They're dead shut. They can't listen what they're playing. I mean, they can listen to what they're playing, but there is a difference between hearing and listening. You know, like really focused listening. There's a difference between these two. So most of the musicians, they don't really listen to what's happening around them, or what the left hand is playing, or the right hand is playing, what really the language is. So while you do these exercises, it should be important that you listen to it. Okay. Now, having said that, the first thing, just use one note every bar. You choose the note. This I was just thinking in the morning and got. Thank you, sir. Kunal, are you talking about the ear? What I just said, or I hope it's about the ear. But anyway, you're welcome. If something that I've helped you with, you're welcome. Okay, so where was I need some coffee. I'm sorry. Anyway, so you got to start with one note every bar. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna choose the third note of the chords. So when I'm playing in D minor, I'm gonna play F. When I'm playing G, I'm gonna play B, and when I'm coming to C, I'm gonna play E. I repeat. For D, I'm gonna play the F in the right hand. It's the third. When I play G, I'm gonna play B, which is the third, and when I play C, I'll play the E. Okay, I'm just gonna stay to that, and I'm gonna make it sound like a meditation. Okay, and then I'm gonna give you steps to progress little by little. Okay, so stay tuned. Now, I would recommend that please put your headphones on or something. I really want you to understand what I'm doing, you know, because this is not just something that you can get from the books, you know. This is something that comes from practical learning. So this is something that I've learned from my teachers all these years. So what I'm giving you may not be available in a lot of books or something like that. So if you really are interested, then put your headphones and really stay focused. Okay, so So how this step helps is that this step gives you a direction. It gives your ears the identity to help identify the sound of C, D minor 7, G7, and C major 7. It's really important, you know. When you do this exercise, you have to really do it as if you're meditating. Really focus, try to create the trance. It's important. It's really a crucial exercise. Okay, now the next step. What I'm going to do is, I hope you all know that I'm playing in 4/4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now, maybe some of you all must be feeling that what I'm counting is very bizarre or it's wrong, but it's not wrong. Most of the musicians are used to straight 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and because I'm demonstrating something with jazz, I'm counting swing. This is called the swing tempo. So in the swing, what happens is so we have 4 beats, 1 2 3 4. Okay, the middle one, the and, what we call it, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. For example, the middle beat, the and, is pushed a little forward than where it should be. Okay, so instead of even divisions, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, we slightly push the and a little further. So it becomes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3. If I played this straight, it would be and swing, same thing. For example, okay. Anyway, so I'm counting 4/4 swing. Now, the second exercise after what we had done earlier is that you have to connect these notes. Now, how? We're gonna start. So we're playing 4/4. We're gonna start with quarter notes. Quarter notes is one count note. Okay, the black notes, or you also call them as 1/8 notes. Sorry, not 1/8, 1/4 notes, or crotchet. Crotchet is the word. So we're gonna play one note every count. Okay, from C major. But the goal is, when I'm on the first beat of D minor, I should hit F. When I'm on the I'm sorry, I really cannot respond to your comments right now. After I'm done, I'm gonna give some time when we can discuss everything. Abhijit, I'm sorry, we'll discuss this a little later. Okay, sorry. So we were talking about the counts. So we're gonna play one note every count. Okay, so we have 1 2 1 2 3 4. 1 note 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 note, and all the notes are gonna be of the C major. But what I was saying is, our rule, one important rule is, when we are playing in the chord of D minor, the first count, the first beat has to be the F note. When we are in the count of G, the bar of G7, the second bar, the first beat has to be B. And when we are in the third bar of C, the first beat has to be E. Now the fourth bar is an extension of C, so you can have any note, it's okay, it's not a big deal. But the first 3 bars, the first beats should be F, B and E respectively. F, B, E respectively. Okay, you understand? Now, what remains to us is, the first bar of D minor you play F. These 3 notes are fill in the blanks. You can add them. The next bar is G7, out of which the first note is B. So these 3 you can fill them. And then the next is C and C, out of which the first note has to be E, and you can fill them on your own. Got it? Now I'm going to do it slowly. I'm gonna take it really slowly. I'm gonna play like few cycles of the same progression for you all to understand better. But pay attention to what I'm doing. I'm really playing F, B, and E on the first beats, and then I'm gonna fill everything in the middle, one note every beat. Okay, all right. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, 1, 2. The first exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I repeat the first one again. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm gonna connect them. And so on. Okay, so I hope you all have followed. Now the next step, we're going to use the same scale, the same concept, but instead of putting every crotchet a beat, we're going to play eighth notes, that's quavers. So what happens is, the first bar, we have 4 crotchets, that is 8 quavers. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the 1 has to be the note which is fixed, D. But the ands here and these, so basically out of the 8 notes, the first one is going to be fixed, and the 7 you can do what you want. So for the D minor, the first one is F, and the rest 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, your choice. Then for G, the B is fixed, but then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 notes, your choice. And for C, we have got 2 bars, that's 16 quavers. So the first is fixed, that's E, and then and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and the 15 quavers are your choice. Okay, I'm going to do it slowly again, but I'm going to try to explain to you. And when I play the milestone notes or the anchor notes, I'm going to make it, I'm going to give you like a gesture, like, here is F, here is E, here is B. Okay, so keep looking for it. So I'm going to go a little slower. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3. First exercise, 2, 3, 4. Repeat. 3, 4. Now second exercise. Okay, now the one that I'm talking about, the exercise that we're going to do. Okay, I'm going to play quavers. So. Two, three.
Sorry. F